right? Now go to the next one. So you have this predictive analytics. This is also structured, right? Recommendation and predictive analytics, and this one predictive recommendation. This is data requirement, predictive analytics. And if you go to this recommendation text analytics, this is also structured. So that depends again. If you are going with this is only for adventure work database you want to do perform. So here also what happens, if you want to do through chartboards, that would be unstructured, but you are doing only on the data adventure work, so that is structured. Okay, with respect to SQL Server. Okay, then it is structured because you are storing in Azure SQL data warehouse. Now go here. Next, come to this. They wanted to capture, right? See, I volumes of data, and here you have ETL, right? ETL. So when you want to do ETL, this is also structured data coming in, right? This is also structured. Now go to this images. Images are, you don't worry about them, leave about that images. Now come to this increasing for audio quant. They wanted to do some, they want to make some real-time analytics out of this. So how they are taking? They are taking from the chartboard. So when you go to chartboard, is unstructured or semi-structured data. So that is semi-structured data. Real time is semi-structured. Go to 5. Semi-structured. Okay. Now come here. After this is over. So Twitter campaign, varieties of Twitter campaigns, and you wanted to do it social tracking to hashtag through campaign. So this is also semi-structured. Nothing but you are identifying what data type would be there. Semi-structured. Right. Now if you come to the second one, if you go to the flat file, this is structured data, right? That is coming from your computer application. So data from file, yeah, saving. So third party information. If you go for this one, so flat files of data model, this is structured because they already defined you proper number of columns. Okay, now come for this telemetry. So this is telemetry device coming in. So here it is semi-structured. Okay, so you know now how data is getting, from where data is getting. Okay, now this is what you have. So this is what you need. So they are just asking you to evaluate the world of data. So this is what web application, descriptive, this one data is coming, right? I think will you agree with these points what we have captured? Everyone.
Yes.
Okay, right. Someone has to say yes or no or contradict someone. Someone has to contradict whether it's right or wrong, and I'll make you. If you write, I'll ask you. I'll contradict you. I'll ask why did you write? What made you to write? I'll do it from next lab exercise. Okay, right. I'll just close this. I'll just save this. Now go to the second one. Now identify the technology. Okay, so what they want to do, they are asking you, they have given use this table data requirement and technology platform technology to identify case study. So what is our what they have already? They already have SQL Server on the on-premise. This is what they have told, right? So they have this on-premise SQL Server. So web application they have. So what is they want to transfer this replay. They wanted to move this web application to web app. So what is technology? Web app. Now they wanted to move this images. So to store this, what do you use it there? You use Azure storage. Now they have SQL Server. This SQL Server is moved to on-premise. So what is the technology they want to use? Azure SQL database. Now after this is that is because they wanted to have this sales, all this ordering, they want to do it. Now after that they want to do some reporting. So for this, what you will use? Azure Synapse or Azure SQL Data Warehouse. Now after this they want to track the fraudulent calls. So for this, what technology you use it for this? Because this is a chatbot. So how do you capture this data? So where do you put this data, all this? That is next. And next, social media applications. So as I told you, if you go to this chatbot here, that is media, social media or any web application which is posted, how do you capture the data? Is because you're connecting to a stream application, Azure Stream Analytics or Azure Event Hub, you use it. Then here also you have third-party applications here and inbuilt computer. So this is also Azure Event Hub Stream Analytics. Then you have this. This all will come because this is the first exercise. We have not gone into detail, but when you go, we'll come to know. Then telemetry. So what do you do? So here for order details and status details, daily that is daily order details and status tracking. So that all Azure SQL database. So they have asked you to identify the data platform and requirement. So Azure. Now I want to do.
I have a doubt here.
Yeah, tell
Excuse me.
me. Yeah.
So, as per the requirement, they also said they want it to be on global scale.
Yeah,
So,
we'll come to that part. We'll come to that part.
okay.
But they, at the same time, they wanted to have this. They specifically told, right? They have told globally, but they wanted to. If you go to this part, they want to do historical reporting here, right?
Yeah.
So historical reporting. So when they are ordering here, every day that regular daily sales, this all been maintained into your. If you see here, this is global. That is okay for NoSQL, but regular sales order tracking they are maintaining in some SQL database. So you can see here deployed for high availability and Azure transition system looking for global. That is okay. But when you are in the same way, they wanted to track your regular status also, what is happening. They want to do inserts and update. They want to do this on-premise SQL server is already maintained. So when you go to this historical reporting, then you need to get it from on-premise system only, right? That is from some SQL database only, right? That is transactional database.
Yeah.
For global availability, you go for that Cosmos DB. I'll tell you there because that is for NoSQL because you are getting data from your chat or you are getting data from this social media application or you are getting or this. So both, even when you go to Cosmos DB, you can have structured, non-structured, unstructured data can also be put into global. There's no doubt. That is what in Cosmos DB. But when you want to do some historical data using your reporting purpose, then you need to definitely go for Azure SQL database only because regular inserts and updates. So you're putting an order. So that is your order and whether it is in initial stage or it is in transit or status of order is captured. It is maintained in some database, right? Your details, all your payment details, is delivery delivered or not, your address, your mobile number, your details are maintained. So it need not, it can be in a Cosmos DB or it can be in a structure. But when you go to this, they are using this adventure data warehouse they are using for reporting. So definitely data has to come from some relational system only. Okay,
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
Now go here. Now go to this historical and reporting analysis. This is for Azure SQL data warehouse. We'll talk all this in detail. We'll do with examples. Now go for, as you told, global distribution. Global multi-tenant database availability. So here you have Azure Cosmos DB. Okay. Now I want to store the images. Store images of bicycles. So what do you have? Azure storage. Because you'll not do anything. This is for static. Now go here. You want to capture the data from chatbot. Okay, chatbot, Twitter campaign, and from your telemetry device you want to capture, so that Azure Data Lake Store Gen 2. Okay, sixth one. Now you want to perform some recommendation engine. Recommendation and text engine recommendation like this. So what you do? You use Azure Databricks, because you use predictive algorithms can be applied on Azure Databricks. Now come here. So you are connecting to this chatbot or Twitter or telemetry. Who is going to extract data? This is for storage, coming data from coming, but you need to connect to this, right, to get the data to be stored here. Then you have data connecting, injecting injection tool, connecting to your chatbot, Twitter campaign, telemetry device. So here you will have Azure Event Hub and Azure Stream Analytics. This is what technology has been. This is what technology that you are going to use it. Okay. So this is what we are going to use. So basic, I'll tell you fundamental in our data. When you go to data, so one more, sorry, I missed out. Web application hosting. So we have Azure Web part. So these are the technologies that you are going to use it. Cosmos is for high availability, storage, these all. So hardly when you go to data platform, if you go to data platform, you need to remember only this data platform services. One is repository. What is that repository? Storage repository. Yes. You have two, that is Azure storage and ADL, Azure Data Lake Generation 1 or Gen 2. Sorry, Gen 2 or Gen 1. So Gen 1 has been replaced with Gen 2. So no one is going to use Gen 1. Everyone is going with Gen 2. Now, so higher version has come with going with Gen 2. Everyone, Gen 1 is no one used. But why this is continuing, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you after this. Now go for relational data stores. Databases. So you have Azure SQL database, Azure SQL data warehouse. Okay. Now you want to do some real-time analytics. Okay. Real-time, or people also call as big data analytics. Okay. Now, or you want to apply some machine learning algorithms. Okay. So here you will have Azure Databricks. Now next one is this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Now next one is, so now you go to IoT devices. IoT. or sensor applications, sensor data, or web application which is generating. So what do you want? Either you go with event hub or event Azure IoT hub and Azure stream analytics. Okay, so you got now data to be available globally, no SQL, global availability and no SQL database. What do? You will go for Cosmos DB. So in and all, you need to know only these services when you are working with data platform. So storage unit, Azure storage, relational, that is what. Machine learning, you want to do some predictive analytics or machine learning or big data analytics. Leave it analytics, whatever analytics that you later see here. This is so whatever you want to do on huge amount of size, leaving batch process. So if you want to do as the data is coming, you want to do, then you need to go. Now you go for the other one. I forgot, that is very important. So batch processing or ETL tool. Nothing but batch processing is nothing but they'll do it at some point of time. They'll gather the data. Client is going to put the data there. You do it regularly in the midnight at 12 o'clock, regularly, or once in a day, or once in a week, once in a month, once in a quarter. So hardly it would be once in a day or once in a week, not more than beyond that. Okay. So here go for Azure Data Factory. So these are the services you generally. So we are going to talk each and everything in each and every module. So because we are in the first stage, so I just want to highlight this. If someone asks you, this is how it is going to do it. Okay.
I have a
This all comes.
question.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. So for Cosmos DB, I get that this is for NoSQL database, but I'm just wondering why is it the global availability feature is
Yeah.
basically tied to Cosmos DB, or what does global availability means? Because
Yeah.
I'm just wondering other database can somehow provide
Okay.
that global availability, right?
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you. I think you might not be there in the first instance. I'll tell you. So what is that I want to tell you is, so if you go to Azure SQL database, Azure SQL data warehouse. Now, can you go and I have JSON file like this. We'll talk in detail. So I have JSON. So JSON is nothing but key value pair. Key value. If you go for XML, you have tags. So these two are not structured, right? Semi-structured. If you go here, I'll go with EMP. So your name contains your name. Assume you have first name and you have first name something else. Go here, last name. You have only first and last name only in the name. I'm just taking one attribute, but there may be many cases like this. You have closed here, EMP. Now come to my case. Okay, this is your case. Come to my case now. I might be having the middle name also like this. In my case, what happens here is, in my case, I have a middle name also where you find the structure is same for you and me. No, na? There is no, this is semi-structured. So this type of data. Now go here. I'll go with JSON. So if you go to JSON, these are all key value. How is ID is equal to colon some one. Now I'll go with FN first something. Go with last name something like this. This I have. I'll close it. Now I'll start. when you go for JSON, this is a universal accepted language. This is also where in the network, any programming language can support this XML programming language. Leave over that. Now, if you come to this person might have ID, first name, and last name, and middle name like this. This person has two tags here. So this is this is not structured, right? This is also not structured. This is also not structured. When you say structure, both the tags should be same. So this type of data you can put it into your Cosmos DB instead of SQL Server. SQL Server, you go to Azure SQL database data warehouse, the structure should be same. Okay, you can't. But if you take this, you can't write a select statement saying that. If you write like this, saying if you put like this, write that is first name, middle name, last name from EMP, that statement will fail because this is not containing that column. Here also you're not getting that middle name, that will fail. To overcome these all issues to have that any type of data, even next column can contain only with one column, that is ID only. You can't, it not be all the columns there. I'm talking only with these attributes. When you work with a real-time application which is generating, so some of the attributes would be coming, some of the attributes would be missing there. This type of data you can't place it into SQL Server. And other thing is SQL Server is not so robustic at one point of time. Leave about now Azure. Azure has become a robustic. I'll tell you when we come to that point. Has become. But when you go to on-premise, if you keep on loading the data, SQL Server would at some point of time, either you need to go to vertical scaling or horizontal scaling. We'll talk what is that vertical horizontal later. Either you increase the compute, add more RAM, hard disk, processor, or have many instances there so that you distribute the load to other server. That is what. So in that case, what happens because of that, people are going for NoSQL, where this is again NoSQL. When you go to Cosmos DB, it is distributed all over the world in different data centers. But you need to go and turn on to make that availability. If you go, you have a data center in Amazon. I am working from India. You are working from Singapore. Other is Hong Kong. Other for Tokyo from Japan. So they wanted to reduce the latency of time when the request is given and response is given. When the request is made, response is given. That latency they want to remove it. If I am from India, I'm talking to the US server, there would be latency time because of number of users connecting at the same time at a concurrent time is going to happen. So that they want to reduce. So that's the reason they have come to this multi-tenant global distribution database. Okay, we'll talk in detail this. Don't worry, I'll earn and show you also. Okay, right. So we'll talk at that point. We'll talk each and every difference of this, each and everything in detail. We have 2 more days. We are only done with the half a day. We are still left over with the 2 hours more. Okay, 2.5 hours. We'll do it. Okay, till then just hold on. Right. So this is what technology part is over. Okay, right. Now just see. This is what. Now what is the second one? So it is asking you what are the tasks performed by database engineer. That is eye level task. So I'll just open the slide, then you will be able to understand. Just see. Don't worry, this all documents will come for you. This all, not this PPT, but you will be getting that what do you say, skill pipeline. So this is what the data engineer has to do. Provision the resources that are required, processes that are need to build to process your data, and implement the security mechanisms for each and every service, and then monitor the each and service what it is doing, and then disaster recovery. Okay, this is what you need to do it. Okay, these are the high level tasks. Now just see. The next point is, we'll go to that part. Go to this. Okay, last exercise. So we are already, so this is what data technology, right? So I wrote this all technology. What are data technology that you wanted? For what? For relational data, for storage, for real-time data bricks, for sensor data, for global district Cosmos, ETL, ADL. So this is what is technology part this all. Okay, right. So now we'll jump on to the storage unit. From here, you people have to do, and whatever you write, I'll be cross questioning you people. Definitely, I'm not going to leave you. Okay, you need to write whether it is wrong or right, but at some point of time you need to tell why did you write. Okay, it's not the case that I leave or you leave. Okay, just 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, so we'll go with the second exercise here. So let me go with the document. I'll open the PPT here. We are done with this, so let's go with the second one. Okay, so what we are, so the thing what we are going to do is, from here we are going to cover 20 minutes, 40 minutes of presentation, 40 to 45 minutes. Don't worry about the time they have only given, so we'll take to the extent possible. So audience, same thing, data professional, these all data engineers, data professional. What you are, the purpose of this is you are going to talk about that Azure storage account capabilities and Azure Data Lake Generation 1 combination of both Azure Blob and Gen 1 and Gen 2, right? So this is combination of Generation 1 and Generation 2 and Blobs service. Okay. So what is the outcome is students should be able to understand when to use, here you have, right? When to use this storage account and when to use this Data Lake Generation 1. So I have told you storage is only used for your static purpose. You don't play on the data, just for backup, read only, archive files, image files which are static, for that. But when you go for data lake, when you want to play, so what is that hierarchical namespace, what is that blob story, we'll see. Okay, don't worry, now just see. And you should be able to go create and upload that. Will create, upload, and tell you how to upload this all, and how to check whether data has come or not from the customer. When customers put the data in FTP on his customer machine, then whether data is coming to our storage unit or not, we'll see. Now go here. So working with data storage. Now go to choose data storage approach in Azure. Create an Azure storage account. Explain Azure Data Lake storage. Upload data into Azure Data Lake store. Okay, we'll see. So we'll see manually uploading it, and we'll see with Azure Data Factory also. Don't worry. So come here. Benefits of using Azure to store data. Compare Azure Data Store with on-premise storage. So you know why we are going for this. Previously, if you go to your childhood days or when you have started doing your engineering, so you were hardly having RAM of MBs only. You were using it, and there was floppy drive of 1.5 MB floppy drive. But even that was also, that storage space of 1.5 was more than what we required. So there used to be some space left over after you copy also. But today 1.5 MB is nothing. You take a selfie and post onto a Twitter, or you post into a Facebook taking image, that would only be more than 1.5 MB of size. So even floppy is not sufficient to have your photograph. But in olden days, when you were doing some your engineering work, that would be more than sufficient, even a black color floppy drive. So when you go to on-premise, you can use pen drive or floppy drive, hard disk. These were the storage units, and Google Drive also, but not for the programming part, but to some storage. So that's only a thing. So you have floppy, pen drive, hard disk, and Google Drive like this. So you can buy external storage units also, similar like Google Drive. Okay, even Google Drive also will give you. Now just see. Now benefits, right? So what is the benefits of this? So as I told you, when you take, I was telling you example of virtual machine. When you take a virtual machine, you have to take, you yourself have to install operating system, that is office laptop or your personal laptop or your office. So in your personal, you have to do, when you go to office, you have a dedicated person doing taking backup. But when you go to Azure storage, this being a PAL service, because this is only managed by them. By whom? Microsoft. So they do automatic backup. And when you go for global replication, so as I told you, high availability is the one of the most important factor why people are going. So if the resource is created in in some data center, okay, in some data center, so if you have created there, so because of some reason the data center is down, or because of some earthquake or something, so entire data is getting destroyed, right? I understand there is automatic backup also, but automatic backup is done for uh, 1 day, hourly, and transactional, different transactional activity is done for every 5 minutes. But certain point of, until certain point of time or some data is lost, even though you do automatic backup. But what is that global replication is coming into picture? See, so you have created a storage. So let's see what I'll, before that I'll just show you one more thing. I'll just paid data centers in Azure. That is what we are talking about, global replication, business continuity and disaster recovery, paid Azure paid data regions. Why? This Azure this is, so this is for low latency defined parameter and dedicated low network and offers possibility, right? So these all. So why is, because if because of some reason one data center is down, at least other data center would be up. So you have created a resource. So this data center is paid to other region. So your same resource is getting replicated in other data center. If you go to this, assume you have created a resource in this East Asia in Hong Kong. The same resources you have created a data center resources in East Asia data center. The same resources would be get replicated. They don't charge you extra amount. The same data set, same resource is getting replicated, created in Southeast Asia in Singapore.
Question. Is this for cross-region restore or does it cover Azure Site Recovery?
Everything it will cover. Whatever you create, leaving virtual machine, everything, whatever you create, every resource would get created like this. Because you don't know, but you are going, this is a primary replica, PRA. The resource that you have created in East Asia, that you have created, because you have selected Hong Kong, you're creating this, you have selected East Asia, so it is getting created in Hong Kong. Now you are talking to this, but some point of time this has got down. So saving replica which is getting created in Southeast Asia, that is in Singapore, so that will be up. So what happens here, this primary replica will every time